Hi everybody, and welcome to LA Castle Studios in Burbank. I'm the owner, Tim Pfeiffer. Now this video will give you a total tour of the facility, a total demonstration of what we do. It's actually designed to allow you to just book the studio without coming down for a tour and demo. On the other hand, if you'd like to do an in-person tour and demo, that's fine too, except an article came out recently in the LA Times saying that virtual production in the time of COVID is the way to shoot. We think it's the way to shoot anytime, but especially now, we have been slammed. So check and see if your dates are available. If they are available, I would highly recommend locking them in. If something happens then when you can't actually use those dates, don't worry about it. We'll transfer those funds to a new date, but we suggest you book us and you book us now. So let's get going. By the way, in the time of COVID, we can shoot with crews as low as 1, and more on that in a moment as we get out on stage. Also, as you'll see, there's tons of room here for social distancing, so everybody will be safe and secure. So we're starting in here now in the reception area. I got a quick dash of hand sanitizer, and we'll move in, and we'll be back here in a moment. We're going to move in to the area, the big large area that services the productions. Now, as you'll see, we've got tons of seating, restaurant style seating with the tables far apart, plenty of room to distance, places to, of course, to have a game of pool, have a game of ping pong, kick back, relax, all kinds of relaxation areas, work areas that will be revealed here as we circle around and as we go on. But again, plenty of room for social distancing. As a matter of fact, you can be far back from the action and still see what's going on. This is a live feed to the stage on our gigantic video wall. We think it's the biggest one in Hollywood. I will tell you flat out, this is not a video. Everybody thinks, oh, we're just playing a video. We're not. That is a live feed to the stage. So again, plenty of places you'll see over here, places to relax. You've got televisions to enjoy. This is for the crew, for your talent, for anybody that's here. Again, this place could be almost empty, or you can have a lot of people in here and still everybody be far apart. We'll head over this way. You'll notice a full kitchen over here, beautiful brand new bathrooms around the corner. Head over back here. This is the talent area typically. You use the place however you want, but typically this is the talent area. So come on back here. You'll notice a separate door if you would like to use it for the talent, so they can stay away from everybody until they are right out on stage. And in fact, even when they get on stage, there's going to be almost nobody there, but they'll come in contact with almost nobody if you choose to do it that way. We have big, luxurious green rooms. The talent loves it because they got a place to kick back, relax, dine in private if they choose, clothing racks, just a lovely place. So your talent will think they are getting the full VIP treatment, and they in fact will be. So this is dressing room number 1. Here's number 2. Beautiful, beautiful place. In fact, we've got furniture from the Beverly Hills Hotel, so very luxurious. Clothing racks, again, a place to dine. Over here is our dressing room number 3. Nice big area, very luxurious. Again, place to hang, change in private, hang their clothes. There's even a dresser over here if somebody needs a dresser. But always, we've got glass everywhere, so there's just, everybody's involved and as big a part of the production as they want to be and as you need them to be. So we'll keep on moving. Over here is green room number 4. Again, very nice place, very comfortable to say the least, full view to actually that giant LED screen that shows what's going on stage, so people can get fired up and ready to do their scene. Over this way, again, you're going to get a look as we go along about the big open space, plenty of room to spread out. But even our main makeup room, our makeup room number 1, fits that bill. It's huge. And so it's got room for 3 with lots of distancing, but you don't need to do 3 people at a time. If you do 1 person at a time, needless to say, it's even safer. And in fact, the talent can do their own makeup. And take a look over here. We've got also another private place to dine. Great view to the on-set feed, or the feed of the set. So again, the talent can be ready to go. You tilt up. Talk about ventilation. We have purposely put no ceiling in the makeup room for, again, maximum ventilation. So you'll see what I mean when I say this. It's going to get even more ventilated. Take a look over here. With a little manual labor, we turn this into a full patio. You can spread the tables out there further, distance even further, and really add to a very cool indoor-outdoor vibe. So we call this opening up the patio. So cool vibe, lots of sunlight. You can move the tables further out for more distancing. Get that sunlight to clean things up. It's a spick and span place to begin with, but add in little features like this, like almost the open air, and it even emphasizes the point of keeping things clean and fresh. So great way to go. We'll head over this way. Coffee bar over here. People can serve themselves. Hot cup of coffee. Now here's our reception area, and it can be staffed or unstaffed. And we'll aim the cameras over this way. Nice big roomy place, so we don't know or care if there's a person over here or not. If you would like to have a person though here, got some separation here, can be directing people on where to go. Here's our second makeup room. So let's say you've got 2 talent that you want made up, or maybe they're doing their own makeup. Have one in makeup room number 1, have another in makeup room number 2. Either way, it's really nice room, really nice, nicely set up. Here's another area people can distance themselves. You can have people out in the area that we showed previously, or over here, very comfortable spot. Another live feed to the stage, which is very cool. So good spot to have people set up here. Actually, let's head upstairs, because upstairs we have a private writer's room where writers or any staff you choose can have their own place overlooking the whole complex, which is pretty cool, but totally socially distanced. So here's our writer's room. Lovely place, lovely spot. Its own air conditioning unit for just nice filtered, clean air coming in, overlooking the whole place. So the writers can have some privacy and yet still be part of the action. And I say writers, you can have anybody you want up here, producers or whatever. Over here, I'll wave you into a beautiful spare production office. And we'll head back on downstairs. As you can see, this is a big, roomy place. And we'll head right inside. This is our green room number 5, and is actually the biggest of them all. So, plenty of room, as you can see, to either have one star talent stretch his or her arms and have as much room as he or she needs, or you can have multiple people in here with 1 or 2 on this side, 1 or 2 over on that side, and again, keeping the distance. Because, as you'll see, even if you're sharing this, and we'll head through this way, even if you've got multiple people sharing that green room, and with all the others, you've got more than enough probably for all your cast. But if you do have people sharing, over here we have changing rooms. So even if people are sharing green rooms or talent holding rooms, they've got a place to change in private. Because, you know, as a matter of fact, as we will demonstrate here momentarily, all you really need to do to change locations, as that article in the Los Angeles Times said, is to change wardrobe. And then we do some things on stage that in a hurry could go from one end of the world to another, to the future, to the past, or anywhere you want to be. So over here we have another dining area, very cool place. And you're right on top of the action, and we're going to go on stage here in a minute. Another kitchen over this way, so we've got two kitchens. And then over here, a very large staging area. So props can be run out onto the stage. That whole glass wall you may have seen a moment ago totally opens up so you can get in cars or whatever else you need. This brings me over to our lighting and grip package. Now, this isn't me talking. These are some lighting experts that have been in here. Per square foot, we're the best lit studio in Hollywood. These are magnificent lights. Really a quantity, in all honesty, more than we need, more than you would ever need. They're all LED RGBW lights. So not only will people look beautiful, your talent will look fantastic, but you can light up the scene, you can light up the environment to totally match the virtual environment, because all these lights, you will adjust colors, intensity, saturation. These are the best panel lights in the business, we believe, and just huge quantities of them. Each of these two lights is the equivalent of 5K lights if they weren't LEDs, so massive amounts of light can be used. Plus, if you want to know a studio that's beautifully lit, it's if they have Asteroid tube lighting. So we have a full complement of Asteroid tube lighting, a grip package that and stands that are, it's just a gigantic quantity, everything you could possibly need. If you were to rent this equipment, this lighting and grip package from a rental house, you're looking at many, many thousands of dollars, but you get it through us, and it's remarkably inexpensive. We'll head up this way and then emerge onto the stage in a moment. We do have editing rooms. Now, this is also a platform that can be used. And I always like to come up here because it reminds me, take a look over there, you can see the writer's room and the spare production office. But you see the big air conditioning vents. We have silent air conditioning on stage. Electrically, we have separate electrical transformers. All the audio and video equipment is on one transformer. Everything else is on another, so nice, crisp, clean power. So we'll emerge now onto the stage. First of all, it's kind of dark up here now, but we have studio audience seating in a stadium configuration. So if you've got a production that requires an audience, we're already set up for it. Take a look down here though, and you'll see the actual action. It's a 3-camera setup. And we're going to go right into some of these sets here in a minute, but I'm sure the camera is occasionally picking up the monitors. It is total reality. Anywhere in the universe, your production needs to take place. You just you'll notice shadows on the floor as the talent walks back towards the middle, shadows on walls that aren't even there. It is total reality, but we're going to go more into that in a minute. Anyway, 3-camera setup. These are some of the best cinema cameras and lenses on the market. These are the same cameras as used on major hit movies like Warner Brothers' Crazy Rich Asians, television series, some of the best in the business like Ozark on Netflix, which was nominated for Best Emmy Cinematography, Anne with an E, Master of None, Orange is the New Black, Arrested Development, HBO series, including The Deuce, and many, many other productions. So these are some of the finest cameras and lenses in the cinema marketplace. It's a 3-camera setup. Usually we're recording 3 angles and 3 cameras simultaneously. And as you're going to see in a minute, the sets, your locations for this can be anywhere in the universe, past, present, or future, interiors, exteriors, everything. So we'll head on down to the stage. All right, as you'll see now, we are in a spaceship environment. I can tell you, I have a producer friend that was recently on the Star Trek stage in Toronto. They spent literally $1 million or more building a set similar to this. I'm told that this one is actually better, and this one had a cost of about $35 to produce. So the talent, the scenes can take place anywhere on this in this environment, and this environment goes on and on for, believe it or not, over a mile. We can shoot 360 degrees on this environment, which is very interesting because, as you'll see, the camera is going to be shooting up, first of all, so you're not seeing our studio lights, you are seeing the lights of this environment as they would really be if the space station actually existed. Or we can shoot back totally in a different direction, which you simply can't do even if you spent that $1 million for a real set. Because instead of seeing what you're seeing, which is the beautiful hallway, you'd be seeing the makeup director, the director, the crew, but not with us, because this adds so highly adds to the reality. It's pretty much remarkable. And by the way, this is a very big area. We can shoot from, back here. I'm on, what appears to be this gigantic set, but lots of room to be walking around for the talent to, I could go on and on. It's a very big spot. If we did want to take off and run down to the end of the hall, we bring out some special effects treadmills and get the set actually moving at the same speed as the person is running. Works remarkably well. Just total reality. This is a set that we've actually acquired for use in a science fiction TV series. This is actually a prison in space. You'll notice paint chips on the walls and on the items, because you can rack focus on anything you want, things that aren't even there, even moving things. So again, you saw those paint chips there. So again, rack focus on things that aren't even there, which is I find to be very interesting, very amazing. And again, if this was a crucial plot point, perhaps that motor back there, well, we can focus right in on it, even though it's not actually there. By the way, you can mix in as much real stuff as you want. In fact, sometimes having extra props out here adds to the effect. So again, feel free to mix in as much real as you want with the virtual. Now we're going to show some more sets here in a minute, but there's something I want to point out. Again, I mentioned that article in the LA Times, and thank you, LA Times. We appreciate what you've done to boost the virtual business, because in this time of COVID, it is the safest way to go without question. But it actually goes far beyond what the article spoke about. It's not just the background that is virtual. We are right within these environments. We are in the environments. So we can be, again, running up and down the halls. It's not just rear projection in LED screens, as they've been doing kind of for 100 years, really, in Hollywood. We are right in these virtual environments, which is a big advantage. Another big advantage, I just want to get out of the way, a few other big advantages. Number one, we can be shooting multi-camera, where if you use the LEDs, the giant LEDs, you can only shoot one camera at a time, and that is not an effective way to do things. Or at least it's not as an effective way to do things as shooting all different angles at once. The second thing is, as the article indicated, it's a live composite. You're shooting with this scene already right there. But it's beyond that, because not only do you get this scene where I am in this spaceship or this space station, we are also recording separately just the background, and separately just the foreground, and separately we're recording the MAC data or tracking data. So in post-production, you can make things even better, make them perfect, color correct the background and foreground separately, or add in special additional items or ambiance. So it is truly a better way of doing things than even the Los Angeles Times indicated. So please be aware of that. Now we're in another environment, this one based on an actual real location. This is the famous Barcelona Pavilion. And I have seen videos of the actual Barcelona Pavilion, and it is identical to this. So we can make you any environment you want, any location you want, without, in this case, having to go to Barcelona. And we have the whole pavilion. We could be in any one of the many rooms or out by the fountain or anything else. So this is an example of recreating an environment that actually exists in this world and making it totally, totally real. In fact, we could do some big shots. Let's take the camera all the way back if we can and show just how big some of these sets are. It is pretty staggeringly good, and with glass and everything else. So as the camera moves in, we'll see some really nice effect, I believe. Again, this is the Barcelona Pavilion. It's based on an actual location, and you cannot tell the difference between this and actually being there. And as you'll notice on these, as the camera zooms in, background goes out of focus, pulls back out, background does come into focus, so it's absolutely real depth of field. Or if you want to exaggerate that depth of field and have it even shallower in the back, that's all fine too. Let's move on to another location. Or how about this location, an exterior? As you can see, interiors, exteriors, it doesn't matter. Now, if this were a real production, we would light things slightly differently for this, but even without moving the lighting, it still looks really good. And as you can see, as the camera moves, it just totally adds to the reality. Perfect camera tracking, shadows on in the snow in this case, so it's quite a setup. Oh, by the way, we'll just show another angle of this too. In fact, it's a whole different view of this as we can shoot 360 degrees again. And now we're going to show some more sets, and don't worry, if your idea is for a talk show or a host rap set or a news set, we're going to show you those sets too. Or how about ancient Rome? Again, it is total reality, and actually these are quite complex environments. Now let's move on to a haunted house for a bit of a change of pace. Get back to modern times, albeit haunted. Now this haunted house is very interesting. You'll notice that we dulled down the colors a little bit, background and foreground, or mostly foreground to better match the background. We actually, as is the case in almost all of our environments, we've got this whole house. We've got different rooms. We've got dungeons and attics and the outside grounds. There's a cemetery out there, as a matter of fact. Haunted bathroom, living room, and all kinds of stuff. So again, it is total reality. Now, we have a set of stairs that you'll see. We can actually set up green boxes, as we often do, and have the talent walking down the last 2 or 3 steps of the stairs for just added reality, because we can interact with these sets as much as we want. Let's take a look at another. Or how about this? A beautiful house on the lake. You can see the trees swaying in the back. There's a lake out there. We have the whole house. I could be walking right through this house. We have hallways, bedrooms, kitchen that I'll show in a minute. But we are right in these environments. So we can interact with these environments. You'll notice a $20,000, $30,000 couch behind me. And for a lot of productions, we don't want to pay $20,000 or $30,000 for a couch, but we still want to have that effect. Now we could just take out that couch with a click of a button, put in a real couch. We often do that, but maybe we like this specific couch. So it's very simple. We can actually interact with that couch, sit on that couch, and get up, and all with the magic of the Unreal Engine, because all we do is we place a green box where that couch would be. Or if we want to really make it good, we've got green fabric. We can put a green footstool there, or a footstool there, cover it with that green fabric, and then as the talent sits down, kind of nestles into that couch and unnestles when he or she gets up. So it is total reality. We can interact with these environments. So it's far beyond just having LED screens behind us. Or let me show you something we can do in the kitchen of this very house. Or how about this, a kitchen in the same house. Now, take a look at the atrium, the glass atrium in the ceiling. You couldn't do this at Warner Brothers. You'd see the top of their the soundstage that they built the set on. So anyway, very, very cool shot. But there's so many ways we can actually interact with this set. So the actor comes over, grabs a cup of coffee off the beautiful counter, puts it back in, walks over, and then sits down over here to have at a real table and chairs to have his breakfast with his wife or whatever. So again, we're interacting with that set. We didn't have to pay for this beautiful island, this granite island, because the counter is actually just a couple of green boxes. So very, very cool stuff. So let's take a look at another set. Or how about this set? It's an asteroid, a mining station to be exact. As you can see, these sets can be huge. What's incredible is that with our technology, sets can be bigger than if you were on a 30,000 square foot soundstage. What we just panned by were all kinds of lights and stands and grip equipment and back hallways and everything else that the camera didn't record. We simply masked out what we didn't want to see, leaving the massive virtual environment. This is an interesting set. We used it for the country of UAE, Dubai to be exact, for a video that was produced for them. Very cool. You can notice the steam around me. I could be standing right in the middle of that steam if I wanted. So just a very interesting look, and we can add, or you can add components, add some atmosphere to the sets, as you can see. All right, back to the real world. It's a gigantic warehouse. As you can see, it could be walking, or your talent could be doing tons of walk and talks wherever they want to go. It's a huge space, totally realistic. You could do a whole movie like Reservoir Dogs right on this set. So back to planet Earth, as I said, for our warehouse set. Now, maybe you need a crowd scene, but in times like these, you don't want to have a real crowd there. Well, the solution, use virtual people. Nobody will know the difference. Or, like in this scene, the only people in this coffee shop that are actually here are the two people, the husband and wife, drinking coffee. With our technology, you can really do whatever you want. Even animated worlds. We've been in the real world, we've been in the future, we've been in outer space. We have some sets from the past, but you can get out of even all of that and go right to a totally make-believe world like this. Check this out. Shadows on the wall, shadows on the floor, reflections on the floor of things that aren't even there. This is the section of this video where we talk about host wrap sets, talk show sets, and news sets, because this is a huge advantage if you have a production of that type. What you're about to see are sets and a setup that will give you million-dollar productions before the cameras even roll, because most of these sets would be $1 million to build. Now, also, most of these sets have these gigantic monitors built right in them that of course are not really there. Well, we'll populate those monitors with your logos, photos, videos, whatever you need to customize that set for you, and it will look fantastic. If this were a talk show, you'd have the talk show furniture out, which we have here and ready to go, so no need to bring that in unless you'd like to. And then, as I said, you have a $1 million set. Keep in mind, all of these sets, again, have those monitors, so we'll customize it just for you. This is a very cool set, kind of a nighttime vibe with the granite and slate and all the beautiful virtual light boxes that, again, we will populate with whatever you need, your photos, logos, videos, or we'll eliminate virtual monitors or virtual light boxes or add them in or make gigantic LED screens, whatever your production needs. It will look like a $1 million set. You'll have a $1 million production without spending the $1 million bucks. And here's our $1 million news set. We firmly believe we have the only network level news set for television or film that is not owned by a major network. And of course, those networks will never let you shoot on their sets, but you can shoot them right here. I'm in front of the news desk, but if we were actually filming, or if you wanted to be, you could definitely be behind that desk. We carved out a beautiful piece of glass, so you have the full reflections and everything else that goes along with a full-blown news set. So this is our news set, and if you have a news scene, it will be the best in the business if you do it here. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of this video that we can shoot beautiful productions with a crew of one, if necessary. You'll find this very interesting, I think. With one man, and I'll tell you more about that man in a minute, we'll have a 3-camera shoot. 2 of the cameras would be stationary, but the jib camera will be moving all the time. The jib camera will be operated by a true master who's been one of the best in the business for maybe 15 years on the jib, close to it. Brilliant guy, but he's also brilliant in running this virtual system. He not only is the only man in the country who can run it the way he does, but add in the fact that he's a jib operator too, well, it really makes things amazing. And let me say, first of all, we're the first people in the country, in the world, in fact, to figure out how to use Unreal Engine technology at 4K with cinema cameras, and in fact with multiple cinema cameras. We're the only guys that can do it, and there's only one man that can run that system. So he is that one man you need, who also is a master camera operator. So he would be in here using the jib. He'd get the set all set up, ready to go, perfect for you, get things lit, or you can bring in your own lighting people, have them leave before the talent comes in. Then he's going to simply go in, hit record. Oh, by the way, I shouldn't say simply go in, because he's also an audio guy. So he'd get the audio perfect, the audio, everybody mic'd up. You can have your people, your producers all over the world, in fact, viewing and directing this video. We'll set you up with a live feed to all corners of the earth. A recent, very large production, actually our director, who's a famous guy, famous director, he was directing from London. So again, the only person who absolutely needs to be in the place is one. And again, add in as many people as you feel you're gonna need, but that one guy can do everything. And in a minute, we're gonna go into the control room, introduce you to Brett. So Brett, you can head in there now, and we'll catch up with you. I wanted to also mention here how we get these sets, these $1 million sets. We have limitless environments at our disposal. There's a marketplace. Most of these sets have been made for actually video games, and we'll get them, or you'll get them. You'll pay, believe it or not, $35, $40, $50 for the environments, and anywhere you need, you can get. If you can't get exactly what you want, usually we can get them pretty close, where close enough that then my guys will make them exactly what you want. Or if you want something completely custom, never seen before, we'll get you also through to the right guy that can make that for you. Now, a little more. Let's bring the camera up here and show you something, a little bit about our technology before I hand you off to Brett. And by the way, let me also mention all the gear you're likely to need is here, including calibrated reference monitors of the highest quality and everything else you're likely to need. So if you're wondering then, again, how we're doing this, we take these cinema cameras and lenses, we strap on computers, very, very sophisticated computers that are shooting up beams into the ceiling. You'll see the white dots up there. Those dots, the interaction between these beams that are shooting up and the white dots create data. That data is fed into our supercomputers in the control room so the cameras can be moving around freely. And it is a staggering technology that is the way of the future, and particularly in the times of COVID, it just makes things unbelievably good. And with total reality, your productions will be pulled off. So let's head over and meet Brett. Brett will tell you more about some other things in the control room, both our audio control room and mainly our video control room. Brett?
Yeah, come on in. Welcome to the control room of LA Castle Studios. I'm Brett Pfeiffer. I'm the stage manager and technical director. I keep all the equipment updated and run it all during shoots. What we've got in here is a 3-camera setup. Right now we just have the jib on, and you can see Tim in the newsroom on a very beautiful set. You can see we pull a very nice, beautiful live key in here. 99.9% of our clients take only the live key, but we actually have 12 recording decks here at LA Castle Studios to give you a multitude of feeds. So if you check these out, here's the live composite, which just about everybody takes, but you can also take these elements separately, the foreground, the background. You can take my mat that I'm pulling here, and you can also take a 5th feed of the tracking data if you wanted to, and then really, in post, you'd have pretty much unlimited play. We have 3 cameras and we have 3 computers to render the graphics for each one. So what that means is you can either have everything working in sync, you're getting the proper cross shots, angles, and all that good stuff all in the same set. But you could have them working independently as well. So if you notice on the new set, this angle looks a little bit funny, you can rotate it slightly and get a little bit nicer just on that one camera. That also means you could shoot on 3 different sets at once if you wanted to and bust out a phone call scene in half the time. Over here, we've got a bunch of audio stuff. That's a really nice Yamaha board there. And we've got 2 really nice boom mics and 4 wireless lavaliers as well. And that's it for the control rooms of LA Castle Studios. Thank you for joining me in here. I'll throw it back to Tim.
Thank you, Brett. Give you another look here at the full stage and our full studio configuration. These are Elite Cinema cameras. We have a 3-camera setup complete with hand controls. Really among the best tripods in the business, Vinton Vision tripods and Vinton Vision 250E heads. So beautiful, smooth shots. Full communication between all the camera people in the control room, and everything, absolutely everything set up and ready to go. We also have teleprompters everywhere, a total of 5, 1 for each camera, and 2 additional prompters that we call presidential prompters that we can locate anywhere. Now, thanks very much for viewing this whole video. I know it's long, but the fact is, this whole video is to replace an in-person studio tour. Now, we would welcome you down here anytime if you would like a tour and demo in person, but better yet, we made this video so you would feel confident to book immediately. Because since the LA Times article came out, things have gone crazy. People now understand that in a time of COVID, this is the way to shoot. We can shoot with minimal crews, but you don't sacrifice anything, because the fact is your look will be better, your sets will be better. Everything about it will be easier and, as I said, better. So we encourage you to just go ahead and book. Call us or email us to make sure your dates are available. If they are available, jump on it, because the dates will go. You're gonna put down a deposit, but the fact is that any deposit you put down, if your dates then do need to change for any reason, you're not gonna lose any money. We will 100% credit any funds that we've received from you to future dates. So again, I suggest book your dates as soon as those dates become solid. And the other thing is, I just want to stress, COVID or no COVID, this is the way everybody's going to be shooting in the future, and your productions are going to be better. They're going to be easier, they're going to be better, you're going to save money, and that's a great combo. Thanks very much for watching, and hope we see you down here to do some business.